Okay, Facebook, friends, family, anybody. I'm coming live really quick, and I will be back after I finish showering and get myself together for something I want to share today. I had somebody actually ask me a question this morning related to what I shared on yesterday. And on yesterday, I was talking about consistency. And I got, a couple of phone calls, a couple of inboxes. And this morning, I got a message from somebody to say, hey, can you kind of share this with us? Can you help us with this particular thing? And the thing that he was asking about was prioritizing. And so I was like, yeah, of course, I got you today. So I will be back with that later on today. I literally just finished my workout, and then I'm going to shower and come right back. But what I wanted to share was one of the people who actually came today, and it was my mama. I love my mama, y'all. She is one of the most amazing, strongest women that I know, in my entire world. Her story is it amazes me every day. It's the same struggle of so many other women that I know. My mama, she's 50 years old. She literally got pregnant with my brother, my oldest brother. When she was 15 years old, she gave birth to him when she was 16 years old, still in high school. And literally a year later, before she graduated from the 12th grade, she had me. So here she is. She's 17 years old. She's got two young children. She still manages to graduate. She later has my sister a year later. So she had three of us back to back, 3 children, single mother before she's even at the age of 19. And I watched her my entire time growing up, just watched her strength and the strength that she just embodied every day to raise us, and not to be worried about things, and not to worry about what our fathers were or were not doing, and not worrying about what the rest of society had to say to her and about her. And I watched her go through that. And so I praise her strength in that phase. But what I did get the opportunity to see with all of that strength, what I saw and what I witnessed was her lose a piece of her identity. I can literally remember growing up and seeing my mama, y'all, literally losing a part of her identity, trying to take care of her kids, all 3 of us, being in relationships sometimes that were just not healthy at all, were not where she needed to be, watching her take care of us, watching her put up with things from these men, watching her try to balance work and family, and watching her do this in a hard way every single day. I watched this. And so growing up, I would always ask her questions, and I would always ask her about her goals, and I would ask her about her dreams. This has been my thing, y'all, growing up since I was a very young age. And the crazy thing is that she would always tell me why she did not do certain things, why she was struggling with certain things. And even as a kid, going into, from my childhood to my teenage years, and even as adults, I'm 33 now and she's 50, we have these same conversations Mama, what you got going on? What you doing, And is she still amazing? Yes. Is she still great? Yes. Is she still a strong lady that she's always been and she's always seen herself being? Yes. But what I'm here to talk about today and to applaud her on is that last year in 2017, she made a new declaration for her identity, a new declaration for her personality. Everybody knows my mom, and if you're watching, my mama, she crazy, y'all. She is, what you see is what you get. It's in your face. There's no corners cutting. There is no, if this is what I think, then I'm going to tell you. If you ask me, you better be asking me because you want the truth from me, or you really want to know the truth. As I see this thing, that's my mama. And so, she made a declaration in 2017 that, she still wanted to hold all of that in her, but she really wanted to release some things that were no longer serving her personality. And so I've watched her all last year coming into this year be consistent every day, every week, with being the person she sees herself being, with doing the positive things, with facing those struggling things, facing those things that are not really that serving to who she sees herself being, but still finding a way to cry, let it out, and still pick up another day to be I'm moving. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to figure out what I need to do to get myself to being that person I see myself being. And the person that she wants to be is the person that she was when she knew her happy days, when she was in her happy place, when she was in her happy space, when she knew what made her happy, when she knew what made her laugh, when she knew what made her cry, and for all the right reasons. She desired to be in that place, and that's her desire today. And so watching her be consistent every single day, has been empowering to me, you know, because I've been able to walk through this journey with her. I've been able to take her calls. I've been able to laugh with her and cry with her and strengthen her and let her strengthen me and let her outpour all these things that have just been, she's been holding on for literally 20 plus, almost 30 years that have just eaten at her, you know, and it's been crazy for me. And so it was so crazy and so inspiring to me this morning. When she comes to pick up my baby, it's like late afternoon or whatever, she shows up and, you know, she's like, hey, I'm here, you know, to pick up Jordan. And she comes in and we're sitting there and we're talking. And as we're going through these things, she sits at the counter and she says, hey, you know, she's like, I got something I'm dealing with right now. She's like, I know my goals for 2018. I know that my goal in 2018 is the same that it was last year. And that's to be the person I see myself being. Like, she hears me say it all the time, like, be who you really see. Like, that's my thing. Be who you really see. That's my thing. And I encourage everybody and anybody I talk to is like, you're facing these things, be who you really see. And then she says this morning, she's like, I'm really trying to be who I really see. She was like, but I'm torn with being who I really see and being the person that's lying deep within me. Like that person that'll read you so quick and you don't even know what hit you. She's like, I'm struggling with that. And I was like, well, why are you struggling with that? You know, she was like, because of the negative energy. And she goes on and she opens up and she says, you know, there is a person that I've allowed to be in my life and they bring negative energy to me. They are constantly lying, you know, and it's, you know, they're constantly lying. When I show up to see them at work or when we're in the parking lot, I want a break. It's a different story. And I'm starting to wonder if this person even realizes that they're not even being truthful to themselves, you know, and she's just like, and I found that it's tearing at my energy. It's tearing at my positive energy. This person's negative energy is eating away at me, and it is really starting to impact my ability to stay consistent the way I see. I want to be able to handle these things positively. I want to be able to handle these things the way that's still authentic to me. But she's like, baby, I'm struggling with how to say this thing. So can you help me? And so I'm across the other side of the counter, and I look over at her face. And I was like, Mama, you really want to know what I would say to this thing? And she was just like, no, not really, because I know you gonna, you know, try to use the words all eloquently, and, you know, and I'm just like, whatever. I was like, you know, I can tell you what I would say. I would tell you how I would handle this thing. And then I went on to tell her why I was going to recommend what I was going to recommend to her. And I share with her a personal story to me, a story of when I found myself a couple of years ago with facing negative energy, and that negative energy and those things that I perceived as eating away at me and eating away at where I was going on my journey. I had to tell her, Mama, I handled those things so wrong. Like there was something that I needed to say. I knew I was right to say what I needed to say, but I had to open up to her and say, I said it the wrong way. Like I said it so wrong, y'all, that it ate at me for 2 years straight. It ate at me for 2 years straight, the way I said what I needed to say. Did I need to eliminate the negative energy? Yes. Did I need to stay consistent to being true to me? Yes. Was I on my journey to being who I saw myself being? Absolutely. Did I want friends near me and around me? Absolutely. But did I want to deal with on an everyday or regular basis or even sporadically the negative energy that I felt coming into me? And the answer to that was no, I didn't. But I handled it the wrong way. So I shared that story with her. I go into all the details because she knows these people. She knows the story. She's familiar with it. But she never knew how I handled that thing. She never knew. So I shared it with her and I said, and Mama, this is why I'm telling you what I'm telling you and why I'm going to tell you how to handle that negative energy that you feel consuming your personality, that you feel that could possibly overtake your positive energy, that could possibly hinder you on your journey. Do you need to allow it to stay? The answer is absolutely not. You can't allow that negative energy to stay. A lot of people are like, oh, it'll build you, it'll strong you, it'll make you, it'll do all that, but it will also make you backstep, backpedal, and go into a phase where you know you have no desire in being. So I say all that to say, I look her in the face and I say, Mama, this is what you say to this person. Whenever this person comes back to your face and she's standing there and she's looking at you, these are the words to say versus going off and versus being nice nasty is what I call it. Like, you know, instead of handling it all wrong, but you still want to say what you need to say, this is a way to handle that negative energy. This is a way to stop her in her track. This is a way to set a standard for you and what you know you see for you, and taking charge of you and being consistent with who you see yourself being without compromising the own energy that you desire to create in your life every day. And I said, this is what you say, mama. You look her in the face and you say, I love you, I care about you, and I want to be a friend to you. However, I question a lot of the things that you say to me. I question a lot of the stories that you share with me. I question the inconsistency of the things that you are saying. And furthermore, I question your level of integrity. However, I do believe you're a beautiful person. I do believe that we can be amazing friends. I believe that I want to be here for you and you want to be here for me, and we want to be in each other's space. But in order for me to commit to that thing, you've got to be real with me, because I have been real with you. If you want a friendship with me, because I know that I desire a friendship with you, then it requires complete honesty, complete transparency, complete positivity. That's what it requires if you want to keep talking to me and you want me to keep talking to you, and we want to keep taking these breaks together, and we want to go out to the movies, and we want to eat dinner, and we want to have the girls' nights, and we want to have that time. If you want to do that, that's what it's going to take. And she looks me in the face and she was like, girl, that's just crazy. She's like, because I'm not going to remember how to say that. Like, I'm not going to remember to say it that way. You know, whenever I see her again, I'm not going to remember to say it that way. And I said, well, mama, this is what I want you to remember. Remember what you see for you. Remember the goals that you have in place for you. Remember how consistent you have been. Even when you are falling short of being and doing what you see, remember how consistent you've been on this journey. And when you think back and you reflect on your level of consistency and your level of commitment to you and what you see for you, those words will automatically come to you. It will be easy to eliminate that negative energy out of your space by addressing it directly, by addressing it with love, by addressing it with positivity, but also saying, like, you know what, hey, I love you, but I love me. And I love me enough to say, I will not let you rob me of my energy. And so that message is for you, anybody who's watching, who's listening, who may be facing, you know, coming into this year with that negative energy, may have been last year, year before, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you are facing people or circumstances in your life that are bringing negative energy, if you're struggling with words or worried about how do I address this thing, there is a way to address it honestly, to address it directly, to address it tactfully, but still stand your ground, to stand in your place and to say, hey, this is what I value. This is what I see for me. I love you. I want to continue loving you, but I cannot allow your negative energy to tie up my positive energy. And then you're able to walk away with grace, feeling great, because you don't want to compromise what you believe inside, which is your ability to tell the truth. I know that's the case with my mama. She's like, I'm too real to be out faking. I'm too real to act like nothing is taking place, you know. But I'm also too real to just walk away and leave somebody standing when we've been connected for all this time. That's a way to handle that situation. And so if it helps you, I hope it does. If it doesn't, if it's not something you're struggling with, then great. That's always a great thing, not to be struggling with the negative energy, not to have to worry about any of those things occupying your space. But if also you know somebody who is struggling with that thing, or a friend or a family member, a coworker, a colleague, somebody who's come to you to say, like, hey, I'm dealing with this thing. This thing is kind of holding me and I'm trying to figure out how to address it. Those are some possible words that you can use, is just to tell them, I love you, but I've got to tell you the truth. I'm questioning these things about you. And that's causing negative energy to exist between us. And I cannot allow that to stay in my way or in my place. I cannot stay connected with you if you're not committed and walking the same journey as me. And that's a journey of being happy and living authentically. Okay? So great. I love you. I love everybody. I'm going to go shower. I'll be back because I do want to address the question that was asked. And the question that was asked is still along the line of consistency. A person wanted to know about prioritizing. So once I go and get myself ready, I'll be back to talk about prioritizing, staying consistent by prioritizing. Okay? Bye.